I mean, the speed test is telling me I'm getting about 19 up, that's the problem. The upload. I need to have enough upload and not have that fluctuate too much. If the upload doesn't fluctuate too much, we're okay. I mean, 400 download is way more than we're gonna need anyways for this, but it needs to be fixed. Okay. Lord Ian is expecting you. May I show you in? I think I might get a drink, though. I'm sorry, BB10. I might have to. I might have to. Alright, here we go. Each of the factions lent an ear to our petition. As anticipated, however, many were unwilling to do any more than that. It would seem we are the last to arrive. No, I don't want to talk to you again. Everyone has returned. Excellent. Time to take stock. Judging by your triumphant expressions, I take it all went well in the Azim Steppe. Indeed, we have secured a suitable source of energy for the barrier. Good. Totaro and I have commissioned Garland Ironworks to ensure that the field generators function as they should. A team of engineers stand ready to set out for the burn at a moment's notice. You need only say the word. I thank you for engaging their services on our behalf. The minutiae of the arrangement you may leave to me. Which just leaves the small matter of our alliance. So, Yugiri and Hakuro, how fared you with your neighbors? My lord, all the factions we approached are in agreement that the Empire poses a threat, and many respond positively to talk of an alliance. From Hingashi and Suinosato, however, we received outright rejections. The former will not break its treaty with the Empire, and the latter will not involve itself in conflict. Just as we expected, then. Well, there is naught to be done about it, and we must focus on the rest. To each of the nations that were amenable to an alliance, I will personally send a missive. And once I have attended to that, I believe we will have done everything we can to fortify Doma's defenses, for the time being at least, all of which means I may leave for the meeting in Alamigo with a lighter heart. Yugiri, Hakuro, if you would be so kind as to hold the fort in my absence. My friends, we could not have achieved so much in so little time without your help. For that, I give you my heartfelt thanks. Till the meeting, then. I took the liberty of asking Thancred to attend as well. He should have arrived in the Alamigan quarter by now. Then let us not keep him waiting, shall we? Wait, are those tears because I'm thinking of having a drink or because of buffering? I can't tell. I cannot tell. Okay, so let's go to the Alamigan quarter. Oh, and Jim wants to run those dungeons. Yes, drunk. I won't be drunk. Stop. Let us hope that the coming meeting passes more peaceably than the last such gathering in Alamigo. It occurs to me this will be the first time I meet the leaders of the Alliance in an official capacity. More stiff greetings, pleasantries, formalities. Does that sound about right? Ishtola has told me all, and I duly told Urianger and Kryl. Kryl, in particular, was concerned about Alphino, but I assured her that everything that can be done is being done. She agreed to continue with her own tasks for the time being on the condition that I contact her the moment there is any development. So that leaves the four of us to attend the council. Arenvald is here to assist with security, incidentally, though the poor lad seems altogether too distracted for the task. Another one missing Alphino, I expect. But it's almost time. As soon as you are ready, present yourself to the guardsmen at the palace entrance. I shan't be far behind. No, I'm not going to be drunk. Stop it. The signs of the 7th dawn. Welcome to Alamigo. The Alliance leaders have already arrived. May I show you to the meeting chamber? Oh, upon proceeding to the royal palace, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Alright. Should I get my drink before this or after? Alright, we'll just play it. Emrick's there. Yes.
Mistress Lys, Commander Aldin, it gives me great pleasure to formally welcome the city-state of Alamigo to the Eorzean Alliance.
The pleasure is ours, Your Grace. I know I speak for all Alamegans when I say that we are glad of this chance to stand with our comrades of the Alliance.
And we, for our part, are glad indeed to be able to welcome friends both old and new.
Lord Hien of Doma, at your service. Pray, accept my heartfelt thanks for your generous invitation.
Nay, 'tis we who must thank you for journeying so far. And 'twould be remiss of me not to acknowledge the part the Scions of the 7th Dawn have played in bringing all of us together. In times of great unrest, you and yours have been our constant companions, without whom we would not be here.
With apologies to Lord Hien and Mistress Alize, it occurs to me that we have not gathered in this way since that fateful day in Uldar.
The day I lost my arm and my freedom. As I lay in my cell, never did I dream that I would one day be given the chance to represent my homeland at this council. I would not even be alive had you not plucked me from the jaws of death. You, Yugiri, and Alphino. Would that the lad could be with us.
I too owe my presence here to Alphino, in so many ways. Until such time as he returns, I mean to carry on his good work as best I can.
Come, friends, let us leave the past in the past and turn our eyes to the future. My Lord Hien, pray, tell us how things stand in the east.
Sorry, I got a little bit of a cough.
Having heard the rumors of dissent in Garlemald, I dared to dream of a peaceable solution.
The Empire will not so easily change its ways. If the Garleans have a mind to take back Doma and Alamigo, we'll be hard-pressed to stop them, even with the might of 6 nations. But while we lack the strength to fight the tide, a course may yet present itself, if we read the winds aright.
The winds suggest but one course to me. One which leads from the sea unto the river and thence to the source of all our woes.
The Ascians.
The Buttians. Oh boy.
Indeed. All here have felt their blighted touch. It was the bringers of chaos who nurtured the Archbishop's tyrannical ambitions. They who bestowed upon him the secrets of summoning, as they have so many others before and since. And while they remain, we shall know no peace.
Our objective is clear. The question is how to achieve it. That our enemy parades about in Xenos' skin poses problems in itself, but ere we get to them, how are we to infiltrate the Empire and get close enough to strike?
It's always Batians. Oh.
While I see the wisdom in targeting the Ascians, an assassination attempt on Garlean soil would do little to aid our cause, even were it to succeed. It's time we used our enemy's preferred tactic: subterfuge.
You have an idea? Speak your mind, Master Thancred. None here know the enemy better than the Scions, and you mayhap best of all. Whatever it is you propose, we will give it fair hearing. On that you have my word.
Very well, Admiral. My proposal is thus. We dispatch the shinobi to Imperial territory. There, they sow the rumor that the Crown Prince perished in the battle for Alamigo, and that the man parading around is in fact a corpse inhabited by a servant of darkness.
But that's the truth.
Well, it does have the ring of truth about it. And were the Garleans to learn that their future ruler is a puppet, the Empire would be shaken to the core.
But at the risk of sounding stupid, would they actually believe such an unlikely story? I didn't.
Ordinarily not. But prior to his miraculous recovery, rumors of Xenos' death had already begun to circulate around the Empire. Ultimately, however, what the masses believe is not our chief concern. Our true objective is to create an opening for rival factions within Garlemald to exploit.
Just as a War of Succession erupted in the wake of Emperor Solus's death.
A war which raged until but recently, plunging the Imperial House into disarray as nephew and uncle grappled for the throne. It is no coincidence that one of Varus's first acts as Emperor was to name Xenos heir apparent. Family feuds being so tiresome when armies are involved. Not all welcomed his choice of successor, however. There is no shortage of individuals who aspire to the throne, who would jump at any chance to seize power. The news that Xenos is not only dead, but a puppet to diabolical forces, would be too enticing to ignore.
The Empire would not be quick to recover from a second War of Succession.
I am no stranger to infiltrating Imperial territory. With a team of operatives gathered from among the Alliance's finest, the plan should have a reasonable chance of success.
Doma already has shinobi in place throughout the provinces. We stand ready to act, and act we must. What say you all?
I'm for Master Thancred's proposal. We shine a light upon the Ascian and test the Empire's unity. 'Twas his plot that scuttled Doma's negotiations, was it not? Why then, if we can eliminate him, there may yet be a chance for peace. Let us wage this war of subterfuge, that we may one day lay down our arms. Gods know we never will while the Ascians remain.
What?
That way. Sorrow.
How?
History must be changed.
Who is this? I don't recognize this voice.
Ahead looms a calamity. Ahead looms light, expunging all form and life. Twin dooms only you can forestall. Only you.
What's the matter?
There's a voice.
spies in our midst? Nay, I sense no such presence.
Let expanse contract. Eon become instant. Throw wide the gates that we may pass.
Who are we? Oh, shit.
Is it over?
Master Thancred!
For Fend. Bear him to a private chamber. Have every healer make ready.
Oh no.
Swiftly.
Not Thancred. Interdimension. Well, aren't Ascians interdimensional beings or something? I don't know.
Master Thancred remains in slumber. Though his vital signs appear stable, he's unresponsive.
What could have done this? And why just him and not the others?
I'm afraid we could not identify the cause, my lady. Our examinations revealed no wounds, nor the presence of any poisonous substances.
Gods, that only makes it worse. You're to let us know the moment there's any change, all right?
I hear cats running around in the backgrounds.
Thank you for coming. Knowing Thancred, he would apologize for being otherwise engaged at so crucial a juncture.
In gifting us a course of action, Thancred sowed the seed of all that is to follow. We have but to nurture it as best we can. To him, I would say, rest easy, that he may wake to enjoy the fruits of our labors. Now, the matter of the mysterious voice must not be forgotten. Will you tell me exactly what happened?
Oh boy.
Alize and I heard a voice in the moments before Thancred collapsed. It was accompanied by a severe headache, as if something were clutching at our minds. Did you experience the same thing?
So, in between the voice and the pain, you felt as if you were somewhere else entirely?
Your testimony confirms my suspicion. That which you experienced was, I believe, your soul being plucked from your flesh. Called.
Okay.
Called?
I myself examined Thancred.
Would the Ascians not technically be like demons or something? I don't know. I'm just trying to figure this out.
Reach out as I may, I could not sense in him the spark of life that is his soul.
What? Thancred's dead.
That Thancred alone was stricken so is likely due to his heightened sensitivity to the effects of ether. A consequence of his prior possession by the Ascian Lahabrea.
Fucking Lahabrea.
The owner of the voice, whoever it may be, reached out to you, called your souls, and in so doing, caused you and yours such pain.
But if that's true, where exactly are we being called to?
I know not. Yet one thing is plain. Whoever waits for you on the other side is possessed of a power unlike any I have ever known.
Forgive us, Lys, but may we leave Thancred in your care for a time?
As if you had to ask. I may not be a scion anymore, but I'm no less a friend. Don't worry. I'll see to it that Thancred's well looked after. Just focus on solving this mystery, all right?
Thank you, Lys. As the Elder Seedseer says, 'tis no ordinary individual we are dealing with.
Nor can we discount the possibility of Ascian involvement.
Whoever or whatever is behind this, the sooner we find out, the better.
Oi! Oi. Alright, well... Never have I encountered such a phenomenon. If this is magic, it is beyond my ken. Do not open a portal. Don't worry about Thancred. I'll send word as soon as there's any change. If the Ascians are indeed responsible, we must take steps to protect ourselves, though I know not how. I tried to call Urianger on his link pearl. He didn't respond, but I dare to hope that he possesses some knowledge we do not. Ah, Urianger! Something happened during the meeting. Thancred's collapsed. A disembodied voice suddenly started... What? But that's... We should talk about this in person. Alright, we'll meet you there. That was Urianger. He heard the voice too. In Thanalan? As we alone were afflicted at the meeting, I had my suspicions, but if the voice also spoke to Urianger, there can be little doubt. The science was targeted specifically. By whom and to what end is the question, one to which we must find an answer with all possible haste. Boy. Ooh, I have learned Endure. Urianger agreed to meet us at the Rising Stones if any of the others heard the voice. We'll find out soon enough. Good luck. I should get back to the meeting with the Elder Seedseer, but if there's anything I can do, anything at all, you must let me know, alright? Promise me. Alright, let's be on our way. Endure? I'll have to look. Uh-oh. Cutscenes.
Urianger! Gods, it's good to see you.
Would that our meeting were under happier circumstances. I judged the voice sufficient cause for concern even before you sent word of its effect on our comrade.
I would think. Get over here. Chewie, get out of the way.
You heard it too, then?
Aye. And all but certainly at the selfsame instant. Alas, pained as I was, I could make little sense of what few words did then reach mine ears.
Who do you think is responsible? Could this be the Ascians doing?
That I cannot say. Not when so little is known. Ere I indulge in speculation, I would examine Thancred with mine own eyes.
To Alamigo, then, without further delay.
We just came from there.
One other thing. During my visit to the Far East, I observed a strange phenomenon.
Wait, oh yeah. Actually, that works very well, that cat buck, because Chewie's got his butt right up against the screen right now. It's perfect.
Thou referrest, I presume, to the localized reduction in etheric density.
Well, that spares me the trouble of an explanation. Yes, I noted precisely that at two apparently unconnected locations. I take it the phenomenon is not limited to the Far East.
Indeed not. Of late, our agents charged with surveilling the beast tribes have spoken of little else. In every corner of the realm, they tell of places in which the ether hath grown thin. Naturally, my suspicions first turned to primal activity, but the areas thus affected betray no evidence of summoning. I must confess to being quite perplexed.
If the same phenomenon is being observed in multiple locations on opposite sides of the world, we may safely discount regional factors. Needless to say, this warrants further investigation.
Indeed, I shall make it my task to.
Oh no. What?
The voice. It calleth to me once more.
Oh no.
I hear it too.
Only you. Only you.
No! Ishtola! Urianger!
Throw wide the gates.
Okay. Okay, what the hell?
No. No, this can't be happening!
For fuck's sake. No! Baby Ted, your waifu!
Urianger! Open your eyes!
Your waifu is gone.
Open your eyes, I beg you! Say something! Anything! Not again. Please, not again.
What the hell are we gonna do? I can't do this. I know. I can't do this without Y'shtola. This is an unprecedented predicament for the Scions, but we must remain strong. The least of us, most of all. Forgive me. That was an unseemly display. It happened before your very eyes, my lady. None here would have behaved any differently. Ah, shit. Buffering again? I'll give it a second. Let me run a speed test real quick. There's, like, outages in, like, the villages around us. So I'm sure that's affecting things. But if this doesn't get cleared up by tomorrow, I'm calling and I'm raising hell. I'm raising hell. Like, the speed is fluctuating, and it's not making it easy to do this. Oh yeah, there it is. It's dropping again. Oh, fuck. Is it cleared up yet? Let me know when it clears up. Because this is important stuff. This is very important stuff. That you guys gotta see. The videos that I upload to YouTube is gonna have to be a ton of editing because of this shit. It's actually kind of pissing me off. Alright, I think it's stable now. Alright, we have borne the two of them to a private chamber, but tell me, is it true that Master Thancred languishes in a like state in Alamigo? I'm afraid so. Though given the circumstances, it would seem best to observe them together. I will send word to Lys that he should be brought here. Take heart, my lady. The world is full of scholars and knowledgeable folk of every persuasion. Someone out there is bound to know what ails our comrades, and how it may be cured. Thus will we rouse them, no matter what. That we will, Hori. That we will. But first things first, our comrades will have questions. May I ask that you explain the situation to them? I must attend to a private matter. Oh, I promised I'd visit someone in Limsa Lominsa. He's been waiting at Maelstrom Command for a while now. You know, you should come along too. I think he'd be glad to see you. I think I know who. I think I know who. Yeah, I want to go. Alright, so here we are in Limsa Lominsa. We have to do my favorite thing when we come in here and just see if we can find any silliness. We got Cat Girl. A little bit of Cat Girl. Oh! Chicken Head. Got one. Aw, she's gone. I don't know. I don't see a lot of excitement here. Alright. As you probably guessed, it's Gabu we've come to see. The private here will bring him out to us. Ever since the Maelstrom took him in, I've tried to visit as often as I can, and after what befell our friends, I was taken by the urge to visit again. It's difficult to explain. Oh, it's Gabu!
Here he is, my lady.
Gabu, it's been too long.
I'm afraid there's been no change. If he can see or hear us, he has given no sign.
I know.
I see. You're still fighting. I'm proud of you. We promised that we would come and visit you together, didn't we? Alphino and I. I'm sorry that we haven't managed that yet. You know, with the three of us like this, does it not remind you of that night? Of the stars beyond count twinkling in the heavens? I was feeling pretty low back then. Powerless. But I knew that my brother was close by if I needed him, and that the others would be waiting for me back at the Rising Stones. Not like now. I've seen my share of trouble since coming to Eorzea. Been reminded again and again of my limitations, of how little I can change about this world. And I've come to know the sorrow of parting all too well. But to have the people I hold dear struck down before my eyes, and be powerless to help them, that I cannot bear.
I don't want to say that you still have me, but you don't have to bear this burden alone.
No, I don't. You're right. It's pure arrogance to imagine I can solve everything by myself. You'd think I'd have learned that by now. Thank you. I don't know what I'd do without you. That's more than enough brooding for one day. Come on. We have friends to save.
Poor Gabu. We got to. We gotta bring him back. We gotta bring Gabu back. Let's return to the Rising Stones and take it from there. Thanks again for agreeing to come. It meant a lot to me. Alright. Back to the Rising Stones it is. Oh. What happened to them? You missed that? They're passed out now too. And I guess their souls aren't there. So both Ishtola, Urianger, and Thancred are just had their souls ripped from their body. At least that's what I think, because they were being called. So we're bringing Thancred here so we can watch over them all at the same time. Yeah, that's what was happening. You're missing all this, like, hopefully this is better. It looks like the stream seems to be a little more stable. I'm not seeing as much lag on my screen here, so hopefully this stops the buffering for you. I did some thinking on the way back, and I think Hori is right. We need to seek outside help. Ordinarily, we would turn to our own experts on such matters, but they're both among the stricken. I will begin to reaching out to the myriad guilds and research institutions here in Eorzea. Additionally, Grandfather and Minfilia had a wealth of connections between them, and I mean to explore those avenues too. We'll find a way to save everyone, mark my words. And much and more has happened in recent days, some of it for the good, some not so. But all around me, people continue their fight. From the shinobi who search for Alphinaud to the Alliance members who make ready to move against the Empire, they march on in the face of great adversity, bearing heavy burdens. Everyone is playing their part, and so must I. You have your own part to play, I know, and it's bigger than most, but I won't keep you. Just promise that you'll visit from time to time, and I promise I'll have good tidings to share with you when you do. Alright, so I think this is the end of the patch, so we'll be getting into the next patch. Alright. Whoo, meanwhile in the Imperial Palace. Whew, I love these. I love these.
The Populares no longer present an obstacle. Now is the time to bring the Empire's might to bear.
I hate his voice. I mean, he's a good voice actor. I just hate him.
Word from your radiance is all it takes. But one word, and the Imperial army will fall upon Alamigo as a pack of bloodthirsty wolves and tear that feeble nation apart. Have you no words for me?
Gluteus Ultima.
Despite the lengths I go to, an emissary playing the part of a fool. When first I took this face, I swore to use all of my knowledge, all of my power, to further the cause of the Empire. My deeds stand testament to my commitment. And with this adamant flesh at my disposal, I could destroy the Icon Slayer as easily as one might swat a fly. Why do you hesitate?
Because it's... God, look at those eyelashes, though. God, he's got the...
Our enemy is resourceful. Though victory is certain now, it will not remain so indefinitely. Deliberate if you must, but be quick about it. We'll speak again when you have unburdened yourself of doubt. Until then, I take my leave. Father.
I'm thinking he doesn't like an Ascian walking around in his son's clothes. I'm thinking that might be part of the problem here. I am jelly. Those eyelashes are gorgeous. Like, absolutely gorgeous. And I'm sure he's never done anything in his entire life to make them even fuller and more beautiful. Ugh.
I should be the one to sigh.
What?
I played my part to perfection. I had earned my rest, and then, thanks to La Hebrea's crowning act of idiocy, our favorite emissary sees fit to summon me back. Elidibus was ever a warrior. A most tiresome trait, would you not agree? What? Have you no words for me either? No matter. I've long grown weary of this mummery. Now, my dearest grandson, let me remind you of your place in the simplest of terms.
What? Grandson?
You do not make judgments, you administer them. Swiftly and to the letter. Naught else is your concern.
This shit's getting weird.
Elidibus may be an insufferable bore, but he is no fool. His choices as emissary seldom err. If aught threatens the balance twixt light and dark, it falls to you to remove it. Be it by your own hands or by your armies, you have ample means at your disposal. That is why this empire exists, why I built it.
Okay.
Oh dear, have I touched a nerve? You always were an easy one to read. I pity you, I do. As they say, ignorance is bliss. And I know how much happier you would be not knowing the things you know.
Fuck.
The founding father was an Ascian, and he created the Empire solely for the purpose of sowing the seeds of chaos.
Oh, for fuck's
Don't
sake.
take it personally. I merely do my duty. To bring about a calamity requires no small amount of power. And there is no surer way to obtain such power than by collecting powerful pawns. To that end, I have labored long and hard, and I must say I am quite pleased with my handiwork, paltry though it seems in comparison to Alag.
What?
You fiends are overfond of your own voices.
mock me, Ascian. Man is the master of his own destiny.
Well, that was quick. Oh, he's not dead.
Such a waste of time and energy. Both yours and mine. Lest you forget, you are Emperor now. If you wish to spout drivel about man's destiny, save it for the masses. It will serve to give them a sense of purpose, and you, pliant pieces for the game. Oh, do stop sulking, boy. You, of all people, should understand. Ours is a struggle to restore both mankind and the world to their rightful state. Viewed thus, our goals are one and the same.
Okay. Okay. There's some. Hold on, where's my damn thing here? There's some left field shit happening here. Some real left field shit coming out of nowhere. Meanwhile, at a resistance encampment somewhere in the Empire. Alphino. And the Shadow Hunter. What in the world? Dead. All dead. Yet I see no wounds nor any evidence of battle. Damn them. They finally used it. The Empire developed an alchemical weapon in Garabania. A gas. Black Rose, it was called. And to breathe it is to breathe your last. And that did this? I thought the project abandoned, and its vile fruit destroyed. But naught else could have wrought such an atrocity. Fools. What do they hope to gain with this butchery? Can they not see that a rule won through terror will not endure? How many more provinces must they lose? Nay, wait. This is not the work of men, but monsters. The Ascians. It cannot be a coincidence that their trail led us here. Their objective was never to rule, but to sow strife and discord. Such a crime does indeed bear the mark of the bringers of chaos. Black Rose cannot be allowed to kill again. We must find the Ascians and put an end to their plot. okay, so what did you miss? Did you miss, shit, what was it? The end of the scene with the with the Emperor? Alright. Alice is at her wit's end.
I'm glad you've come, though I'm afraid there's little in the way of good news. After you left, we reached out to both the Alchemists Guild and Stillglade Fane and attempted all manner of treatments. But the results were always the same. Whatever the answer is, it's not alchemy or conjuring. Why did it have to be Y'shtola and Urianger and not me? Out of all of us, they are the ones who could feasibly have solved this puzzle. And Elfino's still missing. Gods, it's all going wrong. Where do we even start?
A grave situation indeed. Might I be of some assistance?
Oh, thank goodness, Kryl.
Kryl! I thought you busy delving into the mysteries of Eureka.
When word reached me of the plight of our friends, I could not well stay away. As a fellow scion, not to mention your erstwhile mentor, this is one of those times you should feel free to call on me, regardless of my personal circumstances.
Yes, I should have thought of that. Thank you for coming, Kryl. We would welcome your insight.
And I should be happy to provide it. Now, what's this I hear about Alphino heading into Imperial territory? That boy always did have some funny ideas. Do you remember the speech he gave when he was accepted to the Studium?
My life's goal is naught less than the salvation of this star.
Who? Kryl? No, she doesn't get another outfit.
That particular grand pronouncement has been a source of great embarrassment to him, as you know. But the fact of the matter is, he meant every word and has lived his life accordingly.
Yes, he remains altruistic to a fault. But I'm worried he was too fixated on his goals to see the dangers, as has happened before.
You needn't be so concerned. Though his values remain the same, Alphino is not the blinkered boy he once was. Slowly but surely his eyes have been opened. Thanks to a certain someone.
Me? No.
A certain someone whom he'd be mortified to learn had heard about his little speech. Mum's the word, eh?
Don't worry. I won't say a thing. It does, well, now that you mention it, it does look a little like it.
Our patients. They're in the infirmary, I assume. I'll need absolute quiet, so it would be best if I did this alone. If you'll excuse me.
Now I'm never gonna not see Pikachu when I see Kryl. Dang it! But it's a cute outfit. I like it.
All three are in fine physical health. At a glance, I would say they were merely sound asleep. Except for the fact that I couldn't sense the slightest trace of them in their bodies. It's as if their souls have taken leave of their physical forms.
Ah, yes. The Elder Seedseer made a similar observation.
I've read the report. When you heard this mysterious voice, you described feeling as if you were somewhere else, yes? If we assume the ether which comprises your essence is being drawn to some other place, then it may be possible to follow the trail it leaves behind, just as we did in our search for Thancred.
I wasn't around for that, but I can't imagine it was easy.
Oh, it wasn't. But that's no reason not to try. I will have need of Master Matoya's crystal eye if I'm even to make the attempt. So I suggest we pay her a visit.
Okay. Oh, alright, so I guess that was the end of that. We're off to the next patch, I think. Off to the next patch. Please tell me it didn't buffer for you, because I did see it drop into the red for like 2 seconds, and then on my screen, like I could tell the FPS, like it was laggy and slowed down, but then it caught up. Literally, this is making me very unhappy. Alright, we gotta go back to the Matoya. Gotta go see Matoya. Oh no! Every time it drops into the red, I know it's gonna buffer for you. Well, we're going to see Master Matoya because Cryle basically is like, it looks like they're sleeping. You know, if you just looked at them, it looks like they're sleeping, but there's something else going on here. I don't understand it. Let's go talk to Master Matoya, and so that's what we're doing now. You should definitely, when I'm done with the stream, go back and like check out the parts that you missed, just to make sure you didn't miss anything super important. It should still be up on, like, it's not dropping or buffering on my screen, so it should still be up on Twitch. But yeah, like this is like the worst time for me. And I really want to get caught up, and I don't want to not stream this because we're so close to Shadowbringers, but this is super important stuff for not only Shadowbringers, but for like the future of the entire story. And it's like, for it to be dropping and buffering for you is like bad. But when I'm done with my stream, I am going to call and see if Comcast can't figure out what the hell's going on. Either they send somebody out or something. Something's going on, and it's gotta get fixed. Please do keep Alphino's little speech to yourself. He can be awfully sensitive at times. I'd heard Master Matoya was something of a recluse, but this seems extreme. Still, I'll happily overlook her eccentricities if she agrees to help us.
Come to disturb my peace again, have you? I hide myself away in a cave, and still you people insist on pestering me with your problems. Oh, I mistook you for young what's-his-name, but I see now you're the sister. Weren't you supposed to be the lively one? I've seen happier faces at a rain-sodden burial.
Well, I'm sorry to dash your expectations, but the situation isn't exactly conducive to gaiety.
Uh-oh. Oh, man.
Ha! That's more like it. Stoller used to spit and hiss like a wildcat, too. Better for a young thing like you to be filled with fire and leave the doom and gloom to your elders. Now, what exactly does this tragic situation of yours have to do with me?
If I may, Master Matoya, we have need of your crystal eye once more.
And Stoller is one of the afflicted, is she? Very well. She may be an ungrateful stray, but she's my ungrateful stray, and I'll not see her buried before I am.
Right. Let us see what we can see. I'll begin from where our friends first fell, and cast my senses out from there.
What is it? Did you find them?
This doesn't make sense. How is it even possible?
How is what possible? Kryl, what did you see?
The threads, they just ended. And no, I didn't lose track of them. I followed them as far as they went. It's as if they were cut off.
No.
Could the ether have dissipated if it had? Oh gods! Their bodies are just husks. It's like the broodmother's daughter all over again.
No, this is different. The Kalyana girl was already dead, body and soul, when Lakshmi effected her resurrection.
Aye, let's not jump to conclusions. If their physical forms yet breathe, and show no signs of wasting, then it follows that their souls must still be intact somewhere.
But where?
But where?
Thank you, Alice.
That's the question, isn't it, girl? Death has not taken them to the ethereal sea, yet there are no tracks left for us to follow.
We're no closer to an answer than when we started. But knowing their souls are still out there is progress of a sort. We just have to keep looking.
Gotta keep looking.
Pray, excuse me a moment. Yes? I remember, but... What, to Alamigo? We're on our way. That was Lee's. Apparently, a group of Populares have defected to Alamigo, and Maxima, the envoy Alphino left with, is one of them.
Maxima? Yes, I knew I liked that guy. He wears glasses. He's
I'm
a Magane.
sorry. I realize we've barely begun here, but...
We gotta go to Alamigo now.
Go, child, go! You've made up your mind, and life's too short for dithering.
I'll do some digging in the meantime and see if there isn't some other method we could use to continue the search.
Let's be off then.
Alright, so we're going back. Wait, what?
Oh, not again. The enchantment barely seems to take these days. I chalk it up to old age, but I rather doubt it's that simple.
Before they took ill, Y'shtola and Urianger were sharing notes on a thinning of the ether. It seems to be happening all over.
Does it now? And here I was, all set to blame my woes on that creaking mountain of refuse clogging up the Thaliac. I fear something has gone awry. Still, There's naught to be gained from starting in shadows. You can only do what can be done, and that's but one thing at a time.
This is... Alright. We're gonna finish this today. We are finishing this today because... Oh my god. For fuck's sake, hold on. I gotta check here. Are there any outages? Let me know when you're back. Oh, you wouldn't know because it's buffering. Shit. Alright, let's see. No. Oh, everything looks good. Restart modem. No. Let's look at the outage map. God. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta call. Alright. Sorry, I couldn't do more. I've never seen a soul's thread end so abruptly before. So that was the woman who named Ishtola. Or tamed. I had the distinct feeling of being grabbed by the scruff of the neck and having the nonsense shaken out of me. When Alphino is back, I'd like to visit again and ask her what tales she has of grandfather. Wait, Alphino. Oh, when Alphino is back, I'd like to ask... Like, I thought he was calling Alphino, was she? I'd like to again and ask her what tale she has of grandfather. Alright, let me look at this MSQ list. I almost can't bear to hear what Maxima has to tell us. But it can't be bad news, can it? Lise would have said. Unless... there's no point speculating. Lise said she'd notified the guards of our coming, so we should head straight to the palace gate and the Alamegan quarter. I'll be praying for good news. Learn what you can about Alphino's plight, and leave the search for our friend's lost souls to me. Yes, Maxima. But I don't think Gluteus is with him. It's just Maxima. Alphino will be alright. He has to be. Dude. Tell Canis Selphirus, get the frick off of him. Greetings, Scions. The commander told me to expect you. Shall I show you in? Oh, there's Gluteus. He's there.
I'm sorry to drag you halfway across the realm, but when Maxima mentioned Alphino, I thought you'd want to hear the news in person.
Ah, we meet again. Though I was hoping our reunion would be under more auspicious circumstances.
What happened to my brother? Where is Alphino?
Never fear, my lady. Your brother was in fine health when I took my leave of him, and I have no reason to assume that has changed.
You assume?
If you will allow me, I shall endeavor to explain events. Our troubles began not long after we departed Doma. While crossing the burn, we were fired upon by the Emperor's personal guard and forced to make an emergency landing. As we stumbled from the wreckage, our attackers fell upon us again, and we would have perished there and then were it not for the intercession of a third party, a band of mercenaries whose leader claimed to pursue a vendetta against the Ascians. This Shadow Hunter, as he styled himself, then escorted us out of the wastes to relative safety. Upon arriving back in civilization, I gathered my Popularis colleagues and prepared to flee the Empire. Master Alphino, however, declined the invitation to join us, preferring to continue his investigation into the Ascian threat.
Well, at least he's not lying in a heap in the burn. Tell us more about these Ascian hunters. Who are they? And is Alphino still with them?
He is. As to who they are, I'm afraid I have nothing to tell you. Beyond the fact that they root out and destroy Ascians, they were unwilling to divulge anything which might serve to identify them. They would not even reveal their next destination. But Master Alphino asked to accompany them all the same. Since parting company with your brother, we've been engaged in a game of cat and mouse with the Emperor's Guard. We made our way through province after province, finding the army busy restoring order wherever we went, until we finally arrived here in Alamigo. I cannot thank Commander Aldin enough for giving us such an unexpectedly warm welcome.
I'm not inclined to turn away refugees, no matter which land they call home. And if they can tell me how things lie in Garlemald, all the better.
On that subject, there is much I would tell you. During the course of our journey, we heard tales that an entire rebel army had been slaughtered in the space of a single night. It would seem my former comrades grew tired of putting down uprisings in the conventional manner, and chose instead to bring a formidable new weapon to bear. Details were sparse, but the rumor alone was enough to dampen the flames of rebellion. I have also heard reports that several companies have withdrawn from their designated provinces and begun marching westward. It is my assessment that the Empire's forces are mobilizing for a large-scale military engagement.
This doesn't sound good.
Westward? You mean they're getting ready to invade Alamigo?
We knew this was coming, but not that it would be so soon.
We've barely even begun to shore up our defenses. They won't stop an invading army.
No, they won't.
That's what you have me for, though.
Dispatch messengers to the Alliance leadership requesting reinforcements, and send word to our officers in the field to hasten completion of those border fortifications. Prepare to meet the Imperials head on!
Man, it's a good
No
thing.
matter how quickly we act, we still want for time. When the enemy comes into view, our best recourse will be to open negotiations with their commander, and see that the ensuing proceedings take as long as possible.
It's a good thing Rauban is now taking, like, charge of this stuff. Because Lise would not know what to do. She wouldn't.
Would you and Alize head to Doma and let Lord Hien know about this? I'm sure he'll want to hear about Alphino, too.
Consider it done. We'll send word when...
Oh no. Oh no. Oh.
Untold sorrow must be changed. Ahead looms a calamity. Eon become instant. Throw wide the gates.
Throw wide the gates, what?
You heard it too. Well, at least we're both still standing.
Oh, thank the gods. I thought we'd lost you for a moment there. Why does this keep happening?
I wish I knew. Nothing we've tried has brought us any closer to an answer. We'll keep working on it. But first, we need to go and see Lord Hien.
I feel like we're traveling, well, actually, we can just teleport, but I was about to say, I feel like we're just traveling across the world all back and forth, like all Game of Thrones Season 8, like, but we do teleport, so that's fine. So Alphino is safe for the present, at least. Now all we need to worry about is a full-scale Imperial invasion. I'm actually glad Lise tasked us with visiting Lord Hien. Better to be dashing from place to place than sitting around stewing over things we can't change. To the Enclave. Alright. It's just easier to go this way. Alright, so... I love this mount. I see you have tidings for Lord Hien. May I show you in? Oh my gosh! There are all these people here. The fall of Abanastra was not the end of our nation. We who survived retreated underground and have been gathering strength to mount a counteroffensive. Dalmasca will rise again. Okay. I am come to represent the lands of Nangxia. Long have we struggled in defiance of the Empire, waiting for just such an opportunity as this alliance presents. After their humbling at your hands, Magnai and his Orinir have spent every waking moment upon the training fields. Defeat does not sit well with the sun and his children. The Imperials have enjoyed the freedom of the Ruby Sea for long enough. 'Tis time they paid their dues. We of the Kojin, the Blue Kojin, will not submit to the Empire's tyranny, if only our Red Brethren would awaken to their folly. Rislin, you have arrived in time to witness the beginnings of our new alliance. Our proposal struck a chord with many of our neighbors, I am pleased to say. No, that's not Soraban. That's not Soraban. That's another Ninja Turtle. I know he kind of looks like Soraban, but he's a dude. He's a different one. Greetings, my friends. I was just discussing future endeavors with the members of our newly formed alliance. Kojin and the Confederacy you already know, and it was your own strength of arms that won us the cooperation of the Steppe tribes. We have also been joined by our neighbors from Nangxia and the indomitable citizens of Dalmasca, though the scattered nature of the latter's resistance will somewhat delay their official induction. These proud peoples have united under a single purpose: to stand against the tyranny of the Garlean Empire. They're not all Ninja Turtles, stop it! I'm glad to see your alliance is coming together so swiftly. As things stand, I fear we shall soon have need of your strength. I thank you for bringing me news of Alphino. His fate is never far from my thoughts, not only because he is our emissary. As for the sudden deployment of Imperial forces, I agree that Alamigo would be wise to shore up its borders with all haste. Every report we receive from our shinobi indicate a massing of troops in the western provinces. It seems all but certain that the Empire is poised to bring its fist down upon Eorzea. And I would help deflect that blow, but I cannot risk sending reinforcements just yet. We will remain vulnerable to airborne assault until our wall in the burn is in place. The all-important Allegan energy barrier. The energy barrier, yes. I thought to call it something more auspicious. A name drawn from the four lords of legend, perhaps. Serio's Aegis, or some such? Well, just a thought. The Ironworks engineers report that they have finished calibrating the generators and are ready to proceed to the testing stage. Have you time to attend the first test? You've seen the field which protected Azisla firsthand, and I would be interested to hear how you think ours compares. I will come too if you don't mind. Though I am no Y'shtola, I may be able to offer some insight. Of course. Time being of the essence, it would be best if we made directly for the burn. Yigiri, I leave you and Hakuro to bring the War Council to a close. Understood. Your mounts are saddled and ready, my lord. Where are the storms? Oy, boy. You obviously have some idea of what to expect, having seen the barrier at Azisla. But having not had that pleasure myself, I'm exceedingly curious to see a wall capable of keeping out one of those massive Imperial airships. As expected, Suino Sato failed to answer the call. Not that I blame the Ruby Princess. Enlightened as she is reputed to be, it could be no easy task persuading her people to relinquish their long-held isolation. We will cross the burn by Yol and Falcon as before. Join me at the overlook near the House of the Fierce. Alright. Things are interesting, but things are about to get much more interesting. Much more interesting. Just you wait. Just you wait. Oh, I hate getting out of here. Let us pray there are no sandstorms brewing out there. Give the word when you are ready to take wing. Oh yeah, it does rain sometimes.
It seems the engineers have matters well in hand. Should the barrier work as we intend, Doma will be free to reinforce her allies in Alamigo without fear of weakening her own borders. Honored friends, the time has come to put your hard work to the test. Start the generator.
Hey, where's Sid? Where's Wedge and Biggs? They should be out here working on this stuff. Well, it began ascending. It's not going to happen overnight. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Alright, there we go.
Node 1 is operational. Nodes 2 to 8 are reporting similar energy levels. The barrier is forming.
The ether is starting to flow towards the burn again, but it's not like it's going to...
1,000 yards. 2,000. 3,000. Expansion remains smooth. No fluctuations detected. 4,000! 5,000! Target altitude reached! The barrier is holding steady at 5,000 yards! We've done it!
Uh-oh.
Is that an Imperial airship? Of all the rotten timing.
But this is a gift, Mistress Alize. They can test our new wall for us.
Okay, I guess so. Man. Well, I guess they ain't getting through.
Seems solid enough, though I was hoping for a fireball.
Me too. Me too. I agree with you there, Han. Uh-huh. Alphino.
By the gods, it's Alphino. What are you? Let me go! He has my brother!
Lower the barrier!
He's like children.
Be at ease, girl. The lad is not dead, merely locked in slumber.
No, not him too.
Oh no. His soul is gone too.
We could identify no cause and found no remedy. Thus I sought to return him to Doma, and into the arms of Lord Hien himself, it would seem. It is a day for fated reunions. Would you not agree, adventurer? Or should I address you as the Warrior of Light?
What? Fated reunion? What? It's Gaius Van Balsar? The Black Wolf.
Aye. Gaius Van Balsar, the Black Wolf. That was the title I was given. One I have long since relinquished.
I'm gonna kick your ass.
The legatus of the 14th Imperial Legion died in Castrum Meridianum. I am no more than Gaius Balsar, a man without rank or allegiance.
Impossible! There's no way you could have survived!
Do you remember how it unfolded? How I was deceived by La Habrea? How I was convinced that reviving the Ultima weapon would allow me to bring peace to Eorzea? The Ascian used me, as he used so many others, all to further the restoration of his wretched god. Yet even with the might of Alec at my command, you bested me. And as the Praetorium went up in flames, I was content to burn along with it. For a moment, at least. A moment of folly. To surrender my life thus would have been to betray all who died for my cause. It was for them that I dragged myself free of the rubble, and swore vengeance on the Ascians. The Black Wolf has shed his pelt, never to return to Garlemald or her legions. I live now only to exact revenge.
What do you mean he's not Image Burn? He's Gaius! So you were kind of right where you said Nero was kind of related to him.
My principal quarry was to be La Habrea, whom I gather you have since ushered onto oblivion. But so many more remain. Long as their kind lurked in the shadows, laboring to sow chaos throughout our world, I would see each and every one dragged into the light and put to the sword.
He's not burnt Gaius. He's... I'll tell you my name for him later. Hold on.
Are the Scions not of like mind?
In this single respect, perhaps.
Then I shall continue the partnership the boy began, and share what intelligence I have acquired. Among the Ascians, the black-masked ilk are subordinate to those who wear red. This you already know. Yet among the red there exists a hierarchy. Those set adrift with the shards clearly stand below those still joined to the source.
What? Those set adrift with the shards clearly stand below those who still join to the source.
Nabriales, who once dared to intrude upon the Rising Stones, belonged to the former group, and while he was indeed a dangerous foe, his powers were inconsequential next to the paragons of the Source.
Well, Nabriales was
the first was La Hebrea, who plagues us no more. There is also the white-robed Elidibus, and the elusive Emmet Selk, about whom little is known.
We have files on La Hebrea and Elidibus, but I believe this Emmet Selk is new to us? As I assume my brother told you, we have evidence to suggest that an Ascian now walks in the body of the Crown Prince. Have you identified this interloper?
Elidibus seems the most likely culprit. As emissary, it is his role to maintain the equilibrium between darkness and light. Your many deeds in Hydaelyn's name have upset the balance, and I believe he seeks to restore it by throwing his considerable power behind the Empire. As a leader of the Ascians, he is one of our primary targets. It was on the trail of this very prey that the boy and I came across the scene of a failed uprising. In the absence of a single Garlean casualty, we inspected the bodies of the rebels, and the lack of any external injury drew my immediate attention. They had been slain by Black Rose, an alchemical invention of the Imperial Army. When I yet served as legatus, I ordered its production halted, and all stockpiles destroyed. Toxic gas is not a tool of conquest, but of extermination.
Toxic gas? This must be the new weapon Maxima warned us about. Something deadly enough to sweep away all resistance in a matter of hours. Gods. You don't think they're planning to use this in Alamigo, do you?
Probably.
Put your fears to rest. We infiltrated the production facility and destroyed all existing stores of the chemical along with the plant itself. Even should they rebuild the operation, they will not soon manufacture another batch. Regardless, I would draw your attention to a directive we discovered in the plant's records. The document was marked with a recent date and authorized with the signature of one Zeno Galvas.
Fucking Zenos.
A dead man signing the death warrant for thousands. 'Tis bad comedy.
But the tale does not end there. Within that same facility was a chamber filled with devices of elegant design. Cloning technology, we realized.
What?
And what should we find in each and every incubator? But a young Emperor Solus.
That's how he had... That's how he had all those bodies.
All of which prompts the question, were the Ascians responsible for these abominations, or was it the will of the Emperor? I must know which hand guides the Empire. Though I have given up my rank, I am yet a son of Garlemald, and I will fight for the future of my homeland.
Yes, push them all.
It is time I return to the hunting of shadows. We should focus on our common foe. To reopen old quarrels now would serve no purpose.
You saved my brother's life, so I'm willing to let sleeping dogs lie. But in truth, it's not my decision to make.
I'm about ready to pounce. We'll settle this another time. No, you're right. There are more important matters at hand.
There was a time when I scorned those who placed their faith in false gods, even as I, in my blinkered conviction, place mine in Ascian promises. Unlike yours, my strength of will and my restraint was found wanting. We shall meet again, warrior of light.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
So that was the infamous Black Wolf. An unexpected ally, to say the least.
No, don't call him barbecue
I
guys.
am content to leave the fine-tuning of the barrier to cleverer minds. Let us bid our friends from the Ironworks farewell, and see what can be done for Alphino back in Dorma.
Barbecue diet. No! His official title is Stupid Sexy Gaius. That's what it is. Come on, how can you not see his new model and think that he's not sexy? I'm just saying. Come on. Alright. Right here. What uncanny timing that Master Alphino should be returned to us just as we were testing the barrier. I only hope a cure can be found for his malady. Otherwise, the War Council has ended in unanimous agreement to forestall the Empire. Stop it! I'm trying to voice act! To forestall the Empire's expansion plans in this region. Our allies are willing to send troops to fight in Eorzea. For fuck's sake. Barbecue Gaius. Alphino is safely ensconced in a private chamber. My finest healer is examining him as we speak. I've spoken with the physician, and there are no outward signs of illness. Alphino was lost in a sleep from which he cannot be awoken, just like the others. It seems that even the lands of the Empire were not far enough away to escape that cursed voice. I share your frustration, Alice. I do. But Alphino is returned to us alive and otherwise unharmed. All that remains is to find the means to wake him. Until then, you can but fulfill your duties as a scion. Yours and your brother's both. You're right, of course. There are arrangements to be made, and little time to make them. To business then, my lord. Now that we know Sirio's wall works as intended, can we expect reinforcements for Alamigo? You most certainly can. As promised, we will send troops to bolster our allies in Eorzea without delay. Pray be aware, however, that they will not arrive without delay, save for some few who boast teleportation magics. The bulk of our force must be transported by sea, a lengthy voyage for which the smaller vessels, favored by the Confederacy, are ill-equipped. Accordingly, I mean to enlist the assistance of the East Aldenard Trading Company in finding suitable ships. As for navigating the distances in question, we are in the happy position of being able to call upon those who plotted the course of my people's exodus to Eorzea. Beyond the procurement of ships, I think it unlikely that our East Aldenard friends will consent to any involvement in military operations, but I am certain they will afford Alphino a berth aboard one of their vessels. I shall have a chirurgeon accompany him every ill of the way to the Rising Stones. You have my thanks, Lord Ian. Ugiri, I will go on ahead with our friends to Alamigo, enlist all those capable of teleportation and put them at the disposal of the Eorzean Alliance as soon as possible. They will form the vanguard. Yes, my lord. This is exactly what we'd hoped for. Lys and the Alliance leaders will be glad indeed to welcome the combined strength of the East. All right! All right! Now what? Meanwhile, at the Black Rose Chemical Plant. What? I thought we destroyed that. I thought Gaius destroyed it. Who's this guy? Uh-oh. It's Emperor Varys.
Our supplies of Black Rose have been ruined, but the new plant is already under construction. We should have the first batch ready in time for the offensive, Your Radiance. See that you do.
Ah, yes, the infamous Black Rose. If I recall correctly, Gaius did not much care for the invention. A ruthless and indiscriminate weapon indeed, this airborne poison. It seems you are capable of making decisions worthy of your bloodline.
With no gift for sorcery, we Garleans must look to Magitech to even the odds. If it spares the needless deaths of our soldiers and serves the cause of this empire, there is no method I would not employ.
How very noble of you. Truly, though, I must commend you for embracing your role as Emperor. You play the part of the determined ruler well. Sometimes even I catch myself believing.
He's such a dick. He really is.
A silent agent of death. Now that I think on it, Black Rose may well possess the perfect aspect. Slowly but surely, the deluge of light has worked upon the ether here in the source, and the gas should be most susceptible to its influence. Well, I shall leave you to your own devices. Go forth and bloody the land with your grand and glorious war.
You should. Varys does not seem like he's a fan. He's like, he hates his grandfather.
Well, you do what, precisely?
Need you ask? I will be doing what all Ascians do.
I am well aware that your kind exists only to usher in the next calamity. But you seem oblivious to the harm your singular agenda causes to the Empire. You cannot have forgotten the events which followed your mortal demise. Our homeland was plunged into civil war for your failure to name a successor. The edifice you so carefully constructed was but a hair's breadth from collapse.
Are you truly so naive? You thought me oblivious to the consequences of a departure so painstakingly timed?
It was by design?
Well, he's an Ascian, come on!
Well, of course it was. Though I will admit the resulting panic exceeded even my wildest expectations. But how can you be surprised? Throwing the world into disarray was the very purpose for which this nation was, as you say, so carefully constructed. Now, if you have no further questions, I must be on my way. Since we may not meet again in this lifetime, it would be remiss of me not to offer a word or two of gratitude. I really must thank you for this surplus of vessels. I can mold any host into my own image, but having bodies tailor-made for me in this fashion is so much less tiresome.
You don't really like him, do you?
You dabbled in elegant cloning techniques, yes? It certainly is a compelling, not to mention entertaining, field of research. And of all the options available, you chose the Founding Father on whom to experiment. You have a twisted streak to you, Varus, like grandsire, like grandson, hey? If events play out as planned, this will become something of a family enterprise. You will be the capstone of this world, I the anchor and shard, and together we will give the lie to this star's fraudulent existence.
I'm just letting you know now, that character right there is a lot of people's favorite character. Just putting it out there right now, BB10. It's a lot of people's favorite character. You may not understand now. You may not understand now, but... Come, let us return to Lys and share the good news about our Far Eastern reinforcements. Go on ahead, Riesland. I will join you in Alamigo with our advance party as soon as I can. We must leave now to convene with Eorzea's leaders, and it may be some time before I return to Doma. Hakuro, I leave you in command. My lord! I shall assemble an advance party with all haste and join you in Alamigo forthwith. Just received word from Lys. The Alliance has established a base camp near Alamigo's northeastern border. Once we've arrived in the locks, we're to report to a resistance officer stationed in Porta Praetoria, who will join us in the right direction, or will point us in the right direction. Let's not keep them waiting. Alright. Oh, I suspect BB10 went to go get a chalky milk. I suspect. But, alright. Let's see here. Off to Porta Praetoria. I gotta go get some more, Aetheryte tickets. I've been using a lot of them. Even though I have 144, but I have been using a lot of them. Check the, let's see. Speed test. Let's see how that is. Looking better. Not that bad. Seems to be... Alright, well... Okay! Alright. Alright. This is some big stuff starting here, so I don't want him missing it. Here we are again, ready to fight the same foe. Yet I would not be anywhere else. This conflict concerns us all. Come what may, we cannot allow the Empire to regain its grip on Alamigo. Here, I think we found the guide Lys mentioned. Ah, you must be the Scion party I was told to look out for. If you'll follow me, I'll take you directly to Alliance headquarters. Oh boy, Alliance headquarters. Please tell me you're not... Well, he won't be able to tell me if he's buffering.
Welcome back, you two. Greetings, Lord Hien. Glad you could join us.
Glad to be here. I would have come sooner, where our own defense is not in question, but I am pleased to report that our soldiers are assembling for deployment to Alamigo as we speak.
We're grateful for your support. Thanks to the efforts of our allies, it won't be long before we've established defensive positions on this front as well.
We have some good news too. Alphino has come back to us. As for the bad news...
Alphino! He's my little bro! Ugh! Why couldn't it have been Lise?
Alphino won't wake up. Gaius van Baelsar is alive and hunting Ascians, and the Empire is planning to poison us all with toxic gas. Does that sound about right? Ordinarily, any one of those things would have left me in shock. But the way things have been lately, it's all starting to seem pretty normal. Getting back to your report, are we sure this Black Rose is the weapon Maxima was talking about?
It fits the description. And it seems we have Alphino to thank for sparing us an early demonstration of its effectiveness. I have a feeling this won't be the last time his bravery in the Empire will serve us here in Eorzea.
What, are you really telling me you'd rather have Lise than Alphino? Come on.
The threat of an unknown weapon has had us all on edge. But now that we know what we're dealing with, we can take steps to defend against it. As for Gaius, I'm not sure what to think. Am I happy he's alive? Not in the slightest. Am I happy he's hunting Ascians? Aye, I'd have to say I am.
Oh, speaking of Garleans you didn't expect to see, we have a tale of our own, as it happens. When we sent envoys to the Imperial Army to request talks, they returned with the message that Varys Zos Galvus would be attending.
Varys?
The Emperor himself. Well, Varys did sanction the Popularis peace mission.
You mean the guy who looks like he has, he always has a stick up his butt? That guy?
But knowing that an Ascian walks in his son's skin, I do not see how we can trust him or anyone from that nest of vipers.
The Alliance would proceed with negotiations regardless, if only to give ourselves more time to prepare. We do, however, require your cooperation.
Right. Yes. So, as a condition for the talks to go forward, the Empire has requested that a member of the Scions be present. There'll be a representative from each Alliance nation, of course, but I'm afraid we have to ask that you come along too.
Oh.
God, Lise. You know how much I hate politics. But then, what choice do I have? Alphino and the others aren't going to do it.
Well, yeah, doesn't that guy, he's perpetually has this, like, frown and scowl on his face. I don't think he's ever smiled in his entire life. Definitely not when he first held his son, frickin' Xenos Yai Galvus. Ugh.
Very well. I shall attend as the Scion's representative.
In case you're wondering why I didn't ask you, the Empire also requested the presence of Eorzea's champion.
Of course. Well, I'm not fond of politics either, but fine. Every time I come to one of these things...
Oh, you're not, are you? Come on, if Alisaie can put on a brave face, then so can you. Now, we don't know what Varys means to bring to the table, or why he wants you there, but having you close at hand should make all the difference.
Ashu, come here. Come here, baby. Sorry, she came by. I gotta love her up a little bit. She hasn't seen us in a day. When we came back, she spent like she was like running around the house meowing, and I think she was just so excited we were home. She missed us. Right, baby?
The meeting will take place on the border. Anticipating an early assault, we mean to position the bulk of our forces nearby.
The Alliance leaders should already be on their way. Once you're ready, we can head out and join them.
I know, she's such a sweetie. She is so sweet. Right now, Shu, you a sweetheart. Uh-oh. Now she's swiping at Chewie. I just said she was a sweetheart and she's swiping at him. Charlene could not negotiate peace with the Empire. I rather doubt war can be avoided here. But every moment we steal for our preparations will count in the final reckoning. Is Emperor Varys enthralled to the Ashians? That is the question. Should the Empire decide to ignore the rules of parley, we could be fighting far sooner than we'd like. Keep your weapons close. Well, I don't suppose it's polite to keep an Emperor waiting too long. Shall we? Chewie gets jealous when I give her attention, and then he comes up and tries being a butt, and then she swipes at him. That's what happens. Come here, Chewie. Oh boy. I have a feeling this isn't gonna go well.
Esteemed representatives of the Eorzean Alliance, on behalf of the Gallian Empire, I thank you for inviting me here today.
I liked how the husband sneezed at the exact right, point, right? Right there. That was great.
As this parley was convened at your request, I invite you to speak first.
Oh boy.
Very well, Your Radiance. I, Nanimo Ulnamo, 17th in the line of Ul, should be pleased to oblige you. As recent events in Alamigo and Doma have made plain, the subjugation and exploitation of neighboring nations is not a sustainable policy. Should this day end in war, you may very well defeat us. But you will never extinguish the people's desire for freedom. Though it may not be in our lifetime, there will be another revolution, another war, and the cycle will continue. Doma has entered into a concord with the nations of Eorzea, a partnership wherein we recognize one another as equals. Garlemald could be afforded similar treatment. You need only set aside your ambitions and join us in paving a path towards peace.
You will not win me over with sophistry, Your Grace. As you know only too well, this alliance lacks the strength to keep the peace within its own borders. Even now, your struggles with the Beastmen continue unabated. Divided, you sow this fertile soil with the seeds of your differences and reap naught but discord and chaos for your trouble. Eorzea must be united under one leader, one purpose. I would offer you both and bring an end to your strife.
We'll just let this go. Chewie's on my lap.
With all due respect, Your Radiance, the only thing that you offered the people of Alamigo was fear and hopelessness.
The citizens of Doma can also attest to the meager arms of Imperial rule. There is no purpose to be found in a life of oppression, each day more uncertain than the last.
Our people are willing to die for their freedom. A great many already have, and countless more will, if we don't put an end to this madness here and now.
We brought order and stability to your lives. This madness and bloodshed is of your own making. You broke the peace, not Garlemald.
Peace. Order. You kill our peoples, despoil our lands, take everything that is ours. And what? You expect us to lick the boot that grinds our faces into the dirt?
I expect you to weigh the costs. To recognize that countless lives have been lost on both sides in pursuit of a greater good, and to not squander all we have achieved in a fit of petulance.
Your Radiance. I fear I can personally attest to the dangers of pursuing one's vision with such righteous fervor. For 1,000 years, the Holy See of Ishgard waged war with dragons. A 1,000 years of sacrifice, of sorrow and hate, in which we bathed in the blood of friend and foe alike. Had it gone on any longer, we may well have drowned. Yet we have chosen to raise ourselves out of this bloody spiral, and have since made peace with our former enemy.
So I understand. No doubt the dragons were more receptive to your overtures in the wake of their leader's demise. You speak of peace, yet use war to achieve it. Your father would not have bothered to obscure his intent with honeyed words. He understood that strength is all that matters in the end. Without his clarity of vision, I can but wonder what will become of Ishgard and her people. There was a time when Garlemald, too, lacked a leader of conviction. Weak and unable to wield magic, we were at the mercy of the strong, from whom we sought refuge in the bitter cold of the north. Were it not for the discovery of Ceruleum and the subsequent development of Magitech, we might never have gained the power to take back that which was rightfully ours.
You speak as if your people were the first to have been driven from their homes. Limsa Lominsa was built by wayward souls in search of a place to call their own. On the shores of Vilbrand we found it, and from those humble beginnings did we grow and flourish. And all without robbing our neighbors of their liberty.
So saith the pirate. Am I to believe that you simply asked the kobolds to yield up their lands and that they were happy to oblige you? That you did not drive them out like rats in the hold of one of the many ships seized by your privateers?
Yeah, this isn't going well.
I will concede that after centuries of exile, reclamation may be mistaken for invasion. Nevertheless, it is not. And those who till stolen soil have no right to object when cast out in turn.
Your uncompromising nature rivals that of the Ixal. They too lament circumstances which they themselves perpetuate. Were they but to embrace peace, we would welcome them with open arms. Indeed, some few have done just that, and now receive of the 12's Wood's bounty. Would that your people might learn from their example.
You dare compare us to the Birdmen? You who thought to invoke the 12 and threaten all of creation?
I came here in the hope of finding some speck of common ground, but I see now these discussions will accomplish nothing. Despite what you people may believe, I am not wont to choose the sword over the olive branch. 'Tis but a pity men are loath to accept one without first being shown the other.
Wait! I beg you. This meeting was supposed to be a chance to find a way forward together, not to bemoan the missteps which brought us here. Please. If you truly consider violence a last resort, there must be a way we can come to an agreement.
As Mistress Alisaie says, we did not come here to bicker over the past, but to discuss how we might strive towards a brighter future. Emperor Varys, may I suggest a short recess, that all present might compose themselves prior to beginning anew?
Very well. I pray this intermission will suffice to move these talks in a more constructive direction.
Yep, didn't go well. And what are you doing, Chewie? What are you doing? Stop this crying. Dang cats. 'Tis true that Limsa beginnings were not wholly honorable, but our old wrongs do not make the Empire's deeds right. I do much wonder at Emperor Varys' decision to attend these negotiations. It is plain he has no intention of hearkening to our entreaties. But what then is his goal? Varys holds fast to his ideals, just as I knew he would. He will not be swayed from this path. Why do I get the feeling the Emperor is hiding something? For years we have warred with the Empire, and with no end in sight. A parley such as this represents a unique opportunity, and I would not squander it with bitter words. Whatever rebuttal I had in mind was lost when Varys mentioned my father. The man is certainly skilled at keeping his opponents off balance. For a moment I feared our talks would descend into violence there and then. Alisaie speaks of her dislike for politics, but her honest plea may very well have prevented an early battle. Whew. This is really not my forte. After his Radiance's little performance, it was all I could do not to swear at him. I honestly don't know how I ended up playing the mediator. I just asked myself what Alphino would have done. Tried my best to do the same, and by some miracle it worked. But there really is no common ground to be found with that man, nor do I think he looked for any. So the question becomes, what did he come here to do? Because you may be certain it wasn't to make peace. Whatever it is, I can't make it out. Not yet, at least. We do have a little time before the parley is due to reconvene, though, so why not try consulting our illustrious leaders? Mayhap they have some insight to share. Oh boy. Is it going to be the same stuff I just talked to them about? I will say one thing for this Varys. He is well versed in Eorzean history. His interest in our affairs is that of a beast in its prey. The conqueror would know his enemies. All should know their enemies, yet there is much and more we do not know of the Empire. Well, then it's up to change that here and now. Yes, you're probably right. I don't remember much of this part of the story, but yeah. Ha! You would have me ask the Emperor himself? Well, mayhap there is some wisdom in that. If we can skirt the storm of his displeasure, we may yet come to our answers, even if it does mean sailing close to the wind. 12, have mercy. But for Lady Alisaie's timely interjection, we might well have come to blows at the negotiating table. Not that Emperor Varys left us a great many options. Is unconditional surrender all he will accept, do you think? Ere he arrived, I'd have said yes. But having heard him speak, I cannot help but think he came to with some other end in mind. Exactly! He's building up to something, I know it. How then should we proceed, or how then should we approach the rest of the parley? Have you anything to say, Warrior of Light? Well, say nothing of Xenos or the Asians. Invite Varys to explain himself. You believe he is more apt to reveal the truth if we put him at ease. Mayhap you are right. Thank you, Rizlin. This parley was never like to bring peace, but I had hoped to learn something of Emperor Varys' relationship with the Asians. As had we all. Yet if he is in league with them, he is not like to volunteer the fact. And if he is not, how much weaker would his position seem for their presence? If we are to broach that particular subject, we will need to be subtle. Would that I knew more of the man. If you would indulge me, Lord Hien, you received an imperial education, did you not? Is it true that the Emperor's will is considered absolute? There is no higher authority in all of Garlemald, nor else in the heavens. Come to that. Veneration of the gods is forbidden, the only worship permitted being that of his radiance's own person. That sounds suspiciously like a religion in itself. I share your disdain for their hypocrisy. Even as they denigrate the idea of faith, they revere their leader with a fervor others reserve for the divine. 'Tis a flaw common to much of the doctrine they fed us. Logical on the surface, perhaps, but contradictory upon closer examination. I wonder if a discussion of the various discrepancies might prompt Varys to reveal something. You've spoken with everyone, then. Good. Now all that remains is to await the pleasure of the Emperor and hope we fare better at the second attempt.
Now then, who would have the floor?
Before we resume, I wish to offer you an apology. After you graciously accepted our invitation to discuss an armistice, we have done naught but rebuke you at every opportunity. I believe I speak for all of us when I say we are deeply sorry for our discourtesy.
I'll admit your familiarity with our affair surprised me, and served to remind me how little I know of yours.
I think all here can understand the desire to reclaim one's homeland. But why expand further? That is my question.
If I may, the answer can be found in the Imperial doctrine they took great pains to impart to my people. Recognizing the threat icons posed to the world, Solus Zos Galvus decreed that they were to be eradicated. To this end, he began a campaign to unite all lands under the Garlean banner. Or so we were taught. Yet the Emperor only reached the burn, the Baron said to have been laid waste by icons, after conquering all the lands that lay between. What is more, I am quite certain the practice of summoning was not nearly so widespread in the days before the Empire's founding.
Huh. When you put it like that, it all starts to sound like an excuse, doesn't it? But to distract from what? Why are you really waging this war?
Finally, you ask the right question. I can but hope you heed mine answer and at last accept the righteousness of our cause. My goal is this: to return the world to the way it once was, the way it was always meant to be. In doing so, mankind will be made whole once more.
What?
No longer will we suffer from the dissension born of our differences. There will be but one race, a perfect race, as we were when time began.
Ah, shit. He's a Nazi.
What in Rorga's name are you talking about?
I am talking about the origins of this star, of the source and its 13 reflections.
What?
At the instant of the great sundering, 'twas not only the world that was shattered, but mankind itself. Thus were we divided into myriad races, each with its own unique imperfections. That is why man looks upon his neighbor and feels fear and hatred, why he wages war, why he kills his brother. You all in your own way have proven as much today. The peace you seek is but a fleeting solution to a fundamental problem. One which calls for more drastic measures. To bring about everlasting peace, our worlds must be rejoined.
What the fuck are you talking about?
That is the goal the Empire would see realized. The glorious future unto which we shall one day shepherd mankind.
A rejoining of worlds.
I have heard this tale of the Source and its reflections before.
Are these not the self-same desires as the Ascians?
Emperor Varys, do not trust in their words. They will lead you to your doom. My father thought to use them, but in the end he succumbed to their temptations. He embraced summoning like so many other pawns before him. Do not tell us you mean to do the same.
To be a pawn, free from the burden of choice, would be a blessing. But I forswore that privilege the day I learned that the Gallian Empire was built by the hand of an Ascian.
What?
Bombshell. What's he talking about,
Yes.
Swig?
My grandsire, the former emperor, is of their number. And who better to build an empire capable of bringing about the calamitous change we desire? Would you condemn me for this alliance? For bowing to the will of these shadowy masters, when the prize is true and lasting peace?
I have a big question in mind. I'll do it. I'll mention it after the scene. Alright, I'll mention it here. So, if his grandfather is an Ascian, that means the Ascians get it on. Which, I don't think I like that. Like, La Habrea, no. Just, Elidibus, probably not. But, come on! Alright. Your prize is a lie. Your master's demons. Let's see, I will stop you in the Ascians no matter the cost. Now we're gonna do this one.
I come not to conquer, but to liberate. To free man from the prison of divergence. Imagine a world united. One perfect race beneath a single standard. An army before whose might these servants of darkness and light would fly as leaves in a storm, never again to meddle in man's affairs. We would be the masters of our own fate. I bid you join me, not as subjects of Garlemald, but of a new nation. And together we shall win freedom for ourselves and generations yet unborn.
So that's what he wants. He wants power.
You want to trigger another half-dozen calamities? You can't be serious!
Have you forgotten how many died? There will be no one left.
Do you truly imagine we would aid you in your bloodletting?
It is unthinkable. Unconscionable.
I guess it's war. Chewie.
And what is the alternative? To be as cattle waiting for slaughter? I would have us work together, that we might take fate into our own hands.
Into your hands, perhaps?
Of course, he wants power. Warrior's darkness.
But what of the other worlds, your radiance? With every calamity, you obliterate a star and every soul that dwells on it.
To the Ascians, we are all but tiny, momentary specks within an indifferent universe. We cannot hope to oppose them until we have been made whole once more.
Oh boy.
Are these truly the words of Garlemald's ruler? The flaws and foibles which you so abhor are what make us who we are. Every nation, even yours, Emperor Varys, is made whole through the combination of these imperfections, the strengths of one compensating for the weaknesses of another. While it is true that man succumbs all too often to anger and avarice, he may yet overcome his baser instincts through the forming of bonds with others, fostering community and cooperation. That the protector of an empire should not only reject these fundamental truths, but seek to change them at so dear a cost to life is indefensible. Such a man is not fit to govern.
Oh boy.
And you, warrior of light, would you refuse me as well?
Well, we can defeat the Ascians as we are. Well, yeah. Wait. You guys invited different. Sorry, I just saw that. Here you go.
It would seem the Alliance is of one mind on this matter.
He wants to kill all the Buttians.
You Eorzeans never cease to disappoint me.
Shut up, Varys.
Though I suppose I have only myself to blame for expecting more from savages.
There they go again, calling us savages.
This discussion is at an end. I bid you make ready for our next meeting. It will not be at the negotiating table.
Oh. Well, this did not end at all well. That's you. What you doing, baby? She's having fun. That's what she's doing. Okay. His grand plan is to bring about more calamities? This is insanity! This madman must be stopped at all costs. I suspected Ascians meddled in the shadows of the Empire, but the truth is far beyond my wildest imagining. At least now we know the face of our enemy, and need not hesitate to strike at its heart. I am glad we arrived in time to aid in the battle. Though our vanguard may be small, these few are our chosen elite, the finest warriors of the Far East. The Empire exists to wage war, and war it shall have, but its vast armies pour in like the tides themselves. This could very well be the greatest military threat Eorzea has ever faced. The Temple Knights have deployed in full strength. Eorzea's future is Ishgard's future, and our fates ride upon the outcome of this conflict. Hey, it's Lucia. The Ascians are terrible beings indeed, that they would found an entire nation to further their dark designs. 'Twould seem that the Empire's history is as sinister as Ishgard's own. That's true. Hey, it's Pippin. My first engagement is Flame General, and it is full-scale war with the Empire. I feel some measure of nervousness, of course, but I swear I will make my father proud in the battles to come. Aww. Alright, I'm done talking to people. Let's talk to Lise. I came back to find Doma's advance party ready and waiting for battle. So as worrying as our little chat with the Emperor was, it did buy enough time for at least some of our allies to arrive.
I'm not sure what I was expecting from our meeting with the Emperor, but it wasn't that. Still, at least we know now what he's really after.
Aye, a future built on a mountain of bodies. I too want the Ascians dead, but not at any cost.
The last of the reinforcements from Doma arrived not long ago. I pray it will be enough. Given the Emperor's stated goal, this is a battle we can ill afford to lose.
If the Garleans come in force, we may not have much say in the matter, even with our combined strength.
We knew from the first that the odds would be against us. But if there is even the slightest chance of victory, we must do everything in our power to seize it.
Yeah, we do need some. I don't know if they have any yet,
full
though.
stop.
Here!
The two of you are to join an irregular unit and support the main host. I won't bother asking if you're minded to fight.
After coming this far, how could I not? And for once, there's no one around to countermand me. Not that they would. Not even my brother. But we all know who'll really make the difference. Ready to frighten some Garleans?
I wouldn't want to be on their side.
Might I ask you to accompany the Dorman contingent? They are strangers here, and your presence would do much to raise their spirits.
We would be honored.
When our people stride out with you in their midst, I dare say the Eorzeans will feel an ilm taller themselves. High spirits have a way of spreading.
What I wouldn't give to join you. But my duties as field commander will not allow it. I'll leave the front lines in your capable hands.
Yes, we need to do good old fist smack. Let's do it.
Comrades, ready your arms. The hour of battle has come. May the crystal guide us to victory!
Alright, we're doing this. They're all going into battle. All of these peoples are going into battle. All the leaders, we're all going.
Since the others couldn't be here, we'll have to fight twice as hard. If Alphinaud wakes to find the Imperials have won, I shall never hear the end of it. It's strange. I thought I would be terrified when the fighting started. I should be terrified. But with you at our side, I can't help feeling everything is going to be all right. So please, don't you dare leave me alone.
I won't. Here's the question, Alisaie. Don't you leave me alone. Seriously, everybody else did.
No matter what happens, we have to survive together.
Yes, we're making some garlic paste. The husband's been waiting for this because he's gonna come and join me for this battle. Alright, finally. Members. About time. Alright, let's see. Dungeon, Stormblood. The Gimlet Dark. Look! The very last one. Very last one. What? 5 minutes? Oh, there we go. I like this dungeon. This is a good dungeon. Alright, let's go. Tank is running ahead.
Leave this to me.
He's not stopping. So it's actually pretty cool because this dungeon, like all these characters are with us here. See, there's Kian right here. Yugiri is right here. Oh, first boss already. Oh god, that's right, this. Okay, over here. These mechanics get a little more involved. Uh-oh. Down. Yeah, the summoner went down. I don't think they really knew the mechanics well. Alright, so here. Oh god, he's going again. He's going again. Whew. That's a one shot. Oh, better get the guy. Ugh. He's dead. You can tell that person's embarrassed. He's like, oh, I don't remember it going that fast when you die. You're like, oh, the cat walked in front of my computer, in front of my monitor. I've used that one quite a few times. Yeah, the cat walked right in front of my monitor. But it has happened before. But it's a good excuse. With us. I don't think Kian and Yugiri are with us anymore.
Ready?
Oh, there's Lise. And Pippin. He's gonna come out from that wall. Alright, so there's Emmerich, Connie Senna.
You
She's actually...
underestimate me.
Yes, I love it when he says that. Connie Senna and Emmerich are on the field now.
Out of my way!
Wait, I want this box. I had to get that box. No, get away from me. What are you doing? What do you mean, oh my god? What do you mean? Of course, I'm distracted by Chinese. It was fine, they had it all in hand. He anyway just joined the battle again. He joined the battle again and we were like, yeah, we're good. I'm gonna stand by Pippin. Are there any more shinies in this arena? Are there any more shinies? Oh man, come on! I think Lisa's gonna have this one. One of these characters basically does a power up and one shots them. Yeah, it's Lisa.
Time to get serious.
I think I've only ever seen Heian do it once. Oh, this guy's gonna start it. I know he is. Savages bested our vanguard. Impressive. But in the end, they are only that, savages. Now, let us be brief. His radiance awaits. His radiance. Are these his concubines? Oh no, don't kick him towards me. Fine. Shit. Oh, man. Oh. to get this guy raised. There we go. Alright, this is actually safe here. Do it again. All right. Oh God. Don't get away from me. Seriously. And I'm dead. And the fucking... Well, you guys got this. This freaking summoner got me killed. Alright, whatever. We have served our purpose. Come, we shall withdraw for now. Withdraw? Really? We didn't kill you? Whatever. All right.
There you are, and none the worse for wear.
Indeed. I had hoped we might do more to help, but there seems to be no one left to fight.
A tactical withdrawal, perhaps?
We should give chase. Finish them off while we have the chance. Imagine the other surprise when they wake to find the war already won.
I knew it. Oh no, I knew it.
The light will expunge all life. Only you can forestall the calamity. Throw wide the gates.
No! 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 Not like...
Now I'm all alone. LSA, you promised not to leave me alone.
Oh no. Don't tell me. Are you all right? Quickly! We must get her back to the encampment.
What do you mean, wait? What do you mean, wait? Oh shit. Yeah, I gotta read this. Though this exchange was no more than a test of our strength, like as not, they won't be taking any chances now that the Emperor has joined the fray. They'll want to take their time, whittle down our defenses. You gotta keep watching me play. You gotta keep watching me play. Still, with your help, and that of our Eastern allies, we've passed the first test. Our line is unbroken. As for Alice, well, she's in good hands over at the infirmary. My lord, the chirurgeons have completed their examinations of Mistress Alice, and it is as we feared. She is locked in a slumber without any outward cause. Just like the others. Damn it all. Aye, the Garleans picked a fine time to come knocking. 5 scions incapacitated, and with the enemy on our doorstep, I cannot spare the men to assist in the search for a cure. The best I can do is see to it that Alice is escorted safely back to the Rising Stones. Ugiri and I would return to our encampment. The main contingent of our forces from the Far East is under sail, and all must be made ready for their arrival. I'll not keep you then. Judging by the Garleans' recent movements, or lack thereof, they won't be launching another offensive in the immediate future. You should return to the Rising Stones. Given the plight of your fellow scions, I can understand if you feel on edge, but you'll be no good to anyone without rest. Is it the Warriors of Darkness who are doing this? Husband, is it the Warriors of Darkness?
Huh?
Is it the Warriors of Darkness who are doing this? He just laughed.
He has no idea.
No, he doesn't. But he'll find out soon enough.
Poor BB Cat. So naive.
We were all also very naive once upon a time. Okay, we gotta get back to the Rising Stones. And I gotta figure out dinner. Oh, man. I don't want to order. I don't want to order pizza again.
Wait, you what?
I don't want to order. I don't want pizza again.
God damn it. Alright.
Oh, you want a pizza?
No, it's fine. Oh. Then you better figure something out.
Okay, order pizza then.
No, figure it out.
Just get me some breadsticks.
No.
You wanted pizza. It's fine. Hon, I'll have pizza. I have ranch dressing in the fridge, so I'll be fine. Maybe. We'll find out soon. Who's to say the Warriors of Darkness aren't extra-dimensional demons? They very well may be. Rislin, welcome home. Word has it you and Mistress Alice gave the Garleans quite a thrashing. Speaking of whom, where is Mistress Alice? I was certain she would have returned by now. Why don't you go ahead and I have cash.
Okay, well, what do you want me to order?
I want a half cheese. Half cheese. And, order breadsticks. Getting here. Sorry, we're trying to order dinner. By the 12th, not her too. Akira and I will ready the infirmary for her arrival. He will also need to send a message to Tataru post-haste. Would that I had something other than grim tidings to share with her. And with you too, for that matter. It grieves me to report that the Archon's condition remains unchanged. As we speak, Coltonay, Kryl, and Master Martoya continue to explore every possible avenue. Alas, their efforts have yet to bear fruit. But all is not lost. You are still hale and whole after all, though I suspect you must be tired from your journey. You should rest, my friend. Leave the worrying to us, for the time being at least. She should be returning soon. Hold on, what are we doing here? Uh-oh. Meanwhile, at the border of Alamigo. Damn it! It's actually not Xenos. It's Elidibus, but still. Elidibus and Xenos' body still sucks.
Spoilers!
He knows that! Okay, anyways. Rislin, yours is a welcome face indeed in these troubled times. Though if you've come to inquire about our stricken brothers and sisters, I am afraid I have not to report. Coltonay and the others continue their tireless search for answers, and I too have done all in my power to assist them. Alas. My apologies for the intrusion. I was told Master Alphino had been brought here and wished to see if his condition had improved. Oh wait. It's not a girl. It's Gluteus Ultima. Yes, it's Glutea Maxima. Mistress Rislin, I have heard about the part you played in driving back the Empire's forces. Thank you. That you were able to stop them, if only for a short while, gives me hope. I realize how strange such words must sound coming from a Garlean's lips, but I speak them out of the love I bear for my homeland, because I wish to see an end to the bloodshed. That is why I chose to share all that I know with the Alliance. Though I will surely be branded a traitor, I am content to bear that ignominy. I hate that word. I can't ever get it out. 'Twill seem a small price to pay if it helps to prevent this conflict from escalating any further. But enough of my prattling. The war is not what brought me all this way. I came to see Master Alphino. An acquaintance of Rislin and Alphino, are you? Well, far be it from me to turn away good company. If you will follow me, sir. I knew Maxima is good people. He's good people. See, there are good people on the Garlean side. They're not all crazed, like, freaking Nazis, pretty much. When word reached me of that Alphino had returned, it seemed only right that I visit him. Poor lad. It pains me to see him thus, but I take solace in the knowledge that he is safe and well cared for. He fought valiantly at the burn. Popularis could not have wished for a more committed ally. I know not how he came to be so afflicted, but I pray a cure will be found soon. On an unrelated note, you may be interested to know that I traveled here in the company of another acquaintance of yours. He awaits my return at North Silvertier, and I am certain he would be glad to see you, assuming you can spare the time, that is. Silvertier? Who would be at Silvertier? Fly out there, I guess. I don't know. I don't think it's Gaius. It's not Barbecue Gaius. It's not. I don't think it's him. I'm trying to remember who's there. Ah! Aha. It's Sid. Ah, there you are. I was beginning to think you would not come. Or maybe it's not Sid. I don't know. Maybe that's their ship. Oh, it is Sid. Yeah. Ah, sounds like you've been through the mill. You should have called me. Though I must confess, tracking down missing souls isn't exactly within my field of expertise. As you may have surmised, I heard much of Master Garland growing up in Garlemald. Indeed, he has long been a source of inspiration to me. Most Garleans would say he is a traitor, that he turned his back on his country. We of the Popularis, however, consider him a revolutionary, a man willing to defy the Empire's dream of subjugation, that his inventions might bring about a better future for all mankind. Please! Revolutionary is a term best reserved for my work. I am but an Imperial defector who thought to aid another Imperial defector. Where's Nero? We would have known that if we got finished with the Omega raids, but don't worry, he's off somewhere. Whatever Master Garland says, I am humbled to find myself in such distinguished company. Speaking of distinguished company, we heard from Roban that you ran into an old friend in the burn. Is it true? Gaius still lives? Like most in the army, I never had the privilege of seeing the Legatus without his mask. To think I walked halfway across the burn in the presence of the Black Wolf. And he claimed to have severed ties with the Empire to hunt Ascians, did he? After his humbling at the Praetorium, one would think he'd have the good sense to stay dead. Should we meet again, I shall be sure to tell him so. They won't be. We'll get to him eventually. Don't worry. We will. Commander Alden also spoke of the Alliance's meeting with the Emperor, though I still labor to believe what he told us. Did his Radiance really claim that Garlemald was founded by the Ascians? That is madness. The very notion is absurd. Every fiber of my being rails against it, and yet I see there is no escaping the truth. From the very founding of my homeland, my brothers and sisters have laid down their lives in service to a lie. The Ascians must be stopped, to save my people, to save all peoples. For all the Empire's many crimes, even I did not suspect. Had I known, I would have left a lot sooner. But that is in the past. Here in the present, we must apply ourselves to the problem of how the Empire's ambitions may be thwarted, not only in Eorzea, but in the Far East as well. It's barbecued. Stop it. The Ironworks will spare no effort to achieve that end. Seriu's yacht wall was a good start, but we can do more, and we will. We'll show them what it means to achieve freedom through technology. Begging your pardons, I bear a message for the Warrior of Light. Commander Alden requests your presence at Alliance headquarters in Alamigo. He would discuss matters of strategy at your earliest convenience. Ah, yes, the inevitable messenger. I knew it wouldn't be long before duty called you away. Time, no doubt being of the essence. Could I tempt you to a ride aboard the Excelsior? If there's a faster way to Roban's side, I will personally apologize to the commander for keeping him waiting. Did you find my cash?
I got cash.
Oh, you do? I too will make for the border anon. If there is aught I can do to help, I consider it my duty to see it done. I swear, every time you board my airship, you seem to be barreling headlong into danger. And every time you somehow contrive to emerge victorious, which of course is an admirable skill. But no one is invincible, Rizla, not even you, so please take care of yourself out there. I pray you remain safe on the front lines. Though ill-equipped to join the fray, I shall do all I can to assist from headquarters. My colleagues and I have been tasked with evacuating casualties by air. See that you aren't among them, eh? Brief reprieve. Let's see. Oh, yes. This is the last quest. The last quest of the expansion. The very last one. And yes, teleportation is faster. Oof. Alright. Commander Alden is waiting, my lady. It would be best if we proceeded to Alliance headquarters at once. Alright, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. Sorry, because there is going to be solo duty here. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Let's go. You're here. Good. I summoned you to discuss strategy, but first I would apprise you of the Garlean's movements. Upon speaking with Roban, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Alright, here we go. Oh shit, I can't do this in a group. Alright, let's do it.
There have been several skirmishes along the border, but as yet neither side has delivered a decisive blow. We had long assumed that the Garleans would overwhelm us in a straight fight, but we seem to be gaining ground, albeit slowly. As to why that might be, the most likely explanation is that they have yet to commit all their forces. Still, we're winning, and our latest intelligence suggests the Emperor has retreated back to Garlemald. In light of this, we're considering launching an offensive with the aim of pushing the front line forward and giving ourselves some room to breathe.
Commander! The Imperials! They've broken through our defenses to the east!
What?
Our scouts say their forces are being led by Lord Xenos. Lord Heian and Commander Hext have taken their troops to provide support, but we don't know how long they can hold out.
So, they've been biding their time, waiting for his arrival, have they? Very well. Send word to our allies, requesting reinforcements for the front line.
Alright.
Should the worst come to the worst, I may need to enter the fray myself. But what of you? Do you still have the strength to fight?
You need only say the word. Oops.
Much obliged.
Sorry.
Given the choice, I'd take you over 100 soldiers.
Didn't mean to do that. Oh, shit.
Why won't they open? Please. I bid you, open!
What's wrong? Is it the voice again? Are you sure you're in a fit state to do this?
Oh boy, this is gonna be a problem.
May Ralga grant us strength. Give him hell, lass. I, for my part, will defend this place to my dying breath.
Alright. Meanwhile, at the border of Alamigo. Oh, that's right. I think I play as Han. Crap, I don't know how to play a samurai. Alright, here we go. I need to know what these do.
Ready?
There we go. Oh, Attack with potency of 100. I don't know. I don't know how to do. Maybe I should heal myself. Oh man, that's 120. Oh shit, I healed right at the worst moment.
This one's for you, Ada.
Alright, shit. Alright, that was alright. Somebody heal me! Oh, I think they are healing me. I don't know what this does. Oh, oh, it puts a debuff on him, okay. Yeah, oh, I don't think I finish him off as the end. Anybody got heals? I could use a little heal here. Oh yeah, somebody is healing me. I'm gonna go, what? Know the depths of your folly? Oh, Lisa's gonna...
Here it comes!
Lisa, what have you done? Uh-oh, Lisa's gonna die. It's okay though, because it's just Lisa.
The weave of a shinobi's power.
It's just Lisa.
The art of my forebears.
Uh-oh, I gotta get over here. Come on, you kitty, get over here. I can't help it. So we're supposed to hold off until I get here? Is that it? Until the Warrior of Light gets here? Ugh! Okay, I think that's it. Oh no. No! Not you, Kitty. Not Ian. Oh, I don't care about Lise. But seriously, not Ian.
Magic? With a Garlean body? That's hardly fair. Still, he must be stopped, no matter the cost.
You know, rude rhymes with lewd. I'm just saying.
Ah, bringer of light. It has been too long. No words to mark our reunion? So be it. Equilibrium must be restored, and only your death will redress the balance.
Alright, let's do it. This is La Habrea's music. I guess it's Elidibus's music now, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, you gotta be hitting me with more than that. I'm trying, but it's not. Oh yeah, that would be a good idea. That'd be a very good idea. Oh shit! Come on. It's gonna take forever.
Yeah.
Man, stop. At least I'm killing him faster than Ian was. Oops. I went the wrong way. Ether transfer. Ah, shit. Last one. I am tired of fighting this guy. Uh-oh. Walls. Do I have to, like, dodge these? For fuck's sake. I don't know. Ah, crap. Got me again. Yeah. These fights are always, like, less fun as a healer because you have, like, 3 abilities. Although you can heal yourself up pretty good, so there's always that, but still. Yeah. Being able to hear yourself up is a pretty useful in these, so you don't have to freaking redo it all over again. Yeah. Not the walls again. Alright, that didn't work. %. Oh, I got paralyzed. Please do not let me die right here. It would really suck if I... No, I'm not gonna heal him. It would really suck if I died at like 2%. Alright, there we go. Duty complete. Xenos is gonna be pissed that I beat his body with him not in it. He's probably gonna be really pissed about that.
Your mother chose her champion well. Yet, for all your strength, you will still fail.
Ah! Oh, fuck. Oh, no! Come on!
I beseech you.
This is the worst possible moment.
Ah, someone calls to you.
Oh.
Too late, alas.
Oh, great. Yes, big rip. It's not Heidelin. Heidelin can't be calling to me. It's a guy's voice.
At last, I found you. Please, there's no cause for alarm.
Really?
Though, I confess, this is not where I had intended to meet. But the place of our meeting is of no consequence, like the war you wage. Win or lose, the path you walk leads only to oblivion.
Anselin, stop it. Stop it. This is serious stuff.
The better path leads you here, to me. I have need of your strength.
My home is burning. You have to send me back now.
The battle is over, the danger past. But your work is not yet done. Go to the Crystal Tower. I have left something for you near its base. It will serve as a beacon of sorts, one which I pray will help you on your journey. All you need do is find it. I will take care of the rest. Soon, we will throw wide the gates. And the path to the first will be yours to walk at last.
Path to the first. Heck? I think I'm in Ishgard. My husbando.
You're awake. Thank heavens.
What? Where is Xenos? What happened?
Do you recall the confrontation with Xenos? You were the first to come to the aid of Mistress Lys and the others on the front line. In the midst of your duel, it is said you faltered, and that the Crown Prince seized the opportunity to deliver a mortal blow. Yet before his blade could find its mark, he was distracted by the arrival of a second adversary who bore you away from the battlefield and into the hands of our chirurgeons.
Stinian.
Lest you wonder, he left before you awoke. As is his wont. Estinian never was one for emotional farewells. Though Xenos bested all before him, the battle clearly took its toll, for he retreated shortly after your rescue. Seeing this, the remaining Imperial forces decided discretion was the better part of valor and pulled back, allowing us to re-establish our position. We have since received word of renewed unrest in the provinces, doubtless inspired by the efforts of the Eorzean Alliance and our Far Eastern allies.
Yeah, he's my buddy.
Nor does the good news end there. We have also come into possession of intelligence suggesting unrest within the Imperial Court.
This is all good news.
This would certainly explain why both the Emperor and Lord Xenos appear to have abandoned the fight. A long-awaited ray of hope in these dark times.
Oh. Well, she is a Scion, right? Does Allie say all right?
Yet to awake, I'm afraid. But please, concentrate on your own recovery for now. You have carried the hopes of some half-dozen nations, and we are all eternally grateful for your efforts. But no one is without their limits, not even you.
See, Ishgard is my
Leave this
home.
fight to us, my friend. You have earned your rest.
Ishgard is my home. When I was in the most direst of needs, Estinian rescued me and brought me here, and Emmerich made sure his chirurgeons nursed me back to health. I need to get a home in Ishgard when it opens up. I'm just saying, I need a house here. Oh.
Before I forget, I was asked to deliver a message as soon as you awoke. A reminder that you are not alone, though many of your allies have fallen.
Tataru?
When you are well and rested, you are to return home, where friends will be waiting for you. Now, if you will excuse me, I must return to the front. May we meet again soon, under happier circumstances.
What do you mean? You know this man here is her husbando, right? You know this. Well, this is a most unexpected surprise. I thought you confined to bed. My heart is Papa Fortop. I told you. They care for me. When I heard that you had collapsed on the field of battle, I confess I feared the worst. But with you standing here before me, I see now that the reports of your defeat were greatly exaggerated. Thank the Fury. As long as we have you, Mistress Hollis, history suggests we have a fighting chance. Speaking of fighting, you may be surprised to hear that the war's effects can already be felt here in Ishgard. In anticipation, no, not Dracula, of a need for reinforcements, Artoirel will soon be departing for the front lines with the contingent of our finest knights. I would advise you to stay until your strength had returned, but I know it would be an exercise in futility. Indeed, I suspect you have already decided on your next destination. Dark days lie ahead, of that I have no doubt, but the light of hope shall ever guide our steps so long as we have the will to press onward. And press onward we must. Farewell, my friend. I pray our next meeting will be under happier circumstances. Ishgard is my home. It's my home. Okay, so we need to go to the Rising Stones. We're almost done. Almost done. Ooh, my Equilibrium scroll sold. Alright. Hey! This guy's dressed up like Ian! Alright. pizza here?
Yep.
You can go ahead and eat. I'm almost done.
It's not here.
Oh, I thought you said it was.
By the 12! I don't believe it! I rushed back as soon as I could. I swear, my heart nearly stopped when I heard you'd collapse like the others. What in heaven's name is going on? Win or lose, the path you walk leads only to oblivion. Oh, well, that's helpful.
Tell me about it.
And what else did he say? The better path leads to him?
I think it might be a trick.
If his is the voice you've all been hearing, perhaps the others are with him! Sir Emmerich said the fighting had reached a stalemate, didn't he? But if that monster masquerading as Xenos comes back... Thancred, Yestola, Urianger, Alphino, Alize. You're going to need all of them on your side to defeat him. And I forbid you from going to face him on your own, do you hear me? So if you must leave, go and find the others. Bring them home.
I thought I was gonna pat her head or something.
As for where to start, you said the stranger had left a beacon for you at the Crystal Tower, right? But how are you to find it, now that the tower has been sealed shut? There has to be a way. If anyone would know, it's Sid and the researchers of St. Coinac's Find. Don't you worry, we'll find that beacon for you.
Pretty much. And slap her fist. Gotta slap the fist. Nashu, what are you doing, baby? Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace...
I pray you have good reason for abandoning the front.
How could I remain there while the rumor that my son is possessed by a demon spreads like a sickness here at home? I will not be made to fight for the throne a second time. But what of you? Did you not tell me you would destroy Eozia's champion with the ease that one might swat a fly?
A minor setback. She will not escape me again. Where is your grandsire? I would have words with him.
How should I know? Do you hide from each other's sight as well? I imagine he's doing what all Ascians do.
He must have found a way to take advantage of this turmoil.
Men are not pawns to be played with, Ascian. You underestimate us at your peril. This war will not be decided by you and yours. Man must choose his own fate, and I, for my part, will do all within my power to see Garlemald emerge victorious.
You know he's behind that throne. You know he is.
Pray forgive the intrusion, Your Radiance, but the requested preparations are now complete. We stand ready to begin production of Black Rose upon your order.
What? I thought we destroyed it. I think this is credits. It's credits! Alright, we'll skip out of that. Let's see. I knew you'd be alright, and to celebrate your return, I made you this, a brand new traveling outfit. Oh, I do hope it fits. But now is not the time to fuss over your measurements. I must go and speak with researchers at St. Quainox Fine. You go and rest while we track down that beacon. Alright, perfect. Fuck. Real Xenos. He wants his body back.
My enemy. My friend. Had I been but a step faster.
I'm not your friend.
Bloody savages!
A pity your hunt leads you elsewhere. Not that I am surprised. May you find joy in it. Grow stronger, more savage, and savor every triumph. In the meantime, I will reclaim that which is rightfully mine.
Yes, he does need his Gluteus Maximus back. His Gluteus Ultima. Oh, I guess I don't have to actually go there in the game. Does it myself? Does it itself? In the midst of a requiem for heroes, a voice rings out across time and space. In fields of tranquil light, sow you seeds of darkness.